This is Inspirational Women, a weekly series shining the spotlight on female trailblazers making a true difference in our community. Once again, here is Kate Daniels.
Tanisia Moore is a USA Today best-selling author who provides us, all of us, with a special lens to share experiences of the Black culture, seeing similarities and appreciating the differences, all that is important to create a beautifully diverse world. Tanisia Moore, good morning. Thank you so greatly for being with us today.
Oh, thank you so much for having me, Kate, and good morning to you as well.
This is very exciting to be talking about your newest book, Wash Day Love. Beautiful. I mean, I love children's books. I love the fact that they're picture books. It makes the story really kind of jump and be alive. And this one is definitely, Wash Day Love is just like that it's just fun and interesting and very emotional.
Yes, by design.
Yes.
Definitely by design.
Because with Wash Day Love, just to be clear for everyone, we're talking about washing hair, which in general can be a traumatic thing. But I think with Black hair in the Black community, is it just a little notched up, a little more traumatic in a way?
Just a wee bit, depending on the texture of the hair. Black culture, or with this Black people in general, we have different textures of hair, and so it for some it's not as bad, and for others it could be a little rough, not as fun. But at least for myself, it wasn't that it was so much as rough as much as I didn't like being wet. I always felt that my mother was trying to wet me, like maybe she was doing get back at me for misbehaving or something.
Oh.
So yes, but wash day it could be an adventure for sure.
And I can remember also then it made me think about being a kid and having to have my hair washed. And, in those days, it was a weekly thing that happened. And then having my hair curled and, just the whole thing, it was uncomfortable. But the big thing, I think, was the fact that it was getting water in my eyes. For some reason, I really, really disliked that. I think that's what we find, too, with Wash Day Love, right?
Yeah. So, the main character, Tasha, she has her washcloths, and all the tools are there and ready for her. But she's like, no, I'm not ready. And so we see her kind of really hiding from her mom and trying to get away from having to get her hair washed because, the water is going to get everywhere. And there's something about getting water in your eye. I don't know. It's just, even swimming, it's just not a fun experience. It's never fun to have water in your eye. And we try to use the washcloth to help prevent the water getting into the eye. So no eyes were hurt in the book.
Just to be really clear, yes.
Right.
It's the whole experience, though. It is a major kind of event that happens. Typically, it's on the weekend. Typically, I think it's on a Saturday that we would do this. Probably getting ready for church on Sunday, so we're all sparkly clean, right? Squeaky clean.
That's right.
So yeah, it was definitely continues to be, and it's here what's really lovely too. I think it's so important for us to have the history of the generations. That this isn't just something that's being imposed. It's been going on over generations and generations.
Yes. So it's definitely a family affair. I know for my kids, my mom used to stay with us, and so she was very instrumental in helping me with my kids, their hair. If I'm washing hair, she might be blow drying or twisting, helping me out in the process of making sure that I was able to, get this process done. But also what I loved was that it was a bonding time with me and my kids, my mom and my kids, but even with me and my mother. Because now I'm that child. I'm her, and I'm getting to share this moment with my mother, and getting to learn from her, but also getting to share some things with her when it comes to wash day with my kids. So it's been an experience. It's been beautiful, and that's one thing I love about wash day that we get to see in the book is that we get to see this bonding that's happening between the mother and the grandmother, and even her big sister is involved in the process as well.
Right. Yes, it is that family affair, and just really beginning over time, because this is a weekly ritual, but we begin to see how that really is a part of who we are, and that's, I think, kind of the subtext in a way. It gets into our bones, so to speak, that
Yes.
this is us, this is our life.
Yes, yes, this is our time together, and that's what I love. It's like, so in the book, you see with Tasha talking to her grandmother, and her grandmother is like sharing with her, like, "Hey, your mom, when she was younger, she was the same way. She was scared, and she was, running from me as well, and we had the same issues, and so you're not alone." And I think that's what I really love about the book is that it allows for kids to see themselves and know, like, it's okay to be afraid. And you're going to have to, at some point, we all have to face our fears. And that's not always easy. And in life, there's always a process to get to the end goal, because the best thing about wash day is when it's done. when we get to the end result and our hair looks so beautiful and we have this beautiful style, especially if you're getting ready for like Easter Sunday, which Easter is coming up. So, you got to go to the shop, or you're at home and you're getting your hair done. Like, that's the beautiful part, but you might get wet in the process to get there.
Yes. And wet is one thing, but then, yes, it's the eyes, as we were saying, that tends to be the tough part. They're more sensitive. Maybe that's what it is, getting water and possibly some soap, the shampoo ending up, it can feel kind of painful. But yes, to see the end result, we survived and we look wonderful. We look beautiful.
Yes, that's the right term. We survived.
And that, then that is kind of that overarching theme or message that comes through is, yes, this was hard and I really didn't like it, but okay, I survived. Big message. Yeah. And the result is beautiful. Great message.
Yes. And I think that's like the beauty of it. It's like you made it through, and it's, it wasn't so bad. Or maybe it was so bad, but you survived nonetheless. But you survived it and you made it through, and that's so much a part of life. Like, a lot of things that we go through in life, the hard things that we never thought that we could get through. But when we make it through to that other side, it's like, that was hard, but I survived. I made it, and I learned something from it. I grew from this situation, and so there's so many ways to look at life situations that to me are important. And I think it's what I love about picture books, is that picture books is a way to put simple but powerful messages in there.
Right.
For young and old.
Yes, it is ageless for sure.
Yes.
In that regard, it just has such an impact on us. No, and before we go into that with the art, because it is exquisite, but thinking about what you were saying, Tanisia, about the lessons that are learned, I think sometimes these days we try to maybe protect our kids from having to have a challenging experience, and in a way we cheat them of an important life lesson, to see that things can be tough, but this is how we kind of just work through it and become stronger through the process. So there's such important value in seeing how we can really use this like a metaphor for so many things in our life.
I agree with that. Yeah, I think I'm a mom of 3 young kids, and I always want to protect them. I'm always wanting to keep them from experiencing certain things as their mom, but I realize it's such a disservice to them if they don't learn how to navigate life and navigate the lessons that come with life. It's very easy to, but as I'm getting a little better, and learning how to just let them be, I find myself seeing how resilient they are, how they're able to think and able to problem solve without me having to be like, hey, do it this way, and allow them to figure it out. It feels more meaningful and impactful for them.
Yes, yes, absolutely. And it is, there's that tension there because I've not had children, so I'm not a parent, but I like to observe people, and I think about how, yes, we want to make it easier for our kids, but yet to realize, oh, we take something away from it. My parents were kind of more hands off, go figure it out. And, whereas I may not always have appreciated that, in the long term, we
Right.
do, don't we?
We do, yes, for sure.
Yeah.
Because you realize, oh, if I wasn't able to do this, I wouldn't know this. And so for me, that's what I've been doing, and just kind of watching it in real time with my kids, and just, with reason, and being able to like kind of see them think through it. And it's really empowering for them, because then it lets them know, yeah, you can do this, and
Yes.
you're going to be okay.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes, that they feel like, little bird, you can fly.
You can fly.
Yes. And then they experience it, and there's just such a moment of, maybe a long moment of feeling that pride, a good kind of pride at accomplishment.
Yes, I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah. So here, I mean, there is such a great dual purpose of Wash Day Love, where we get the experience of the culture and what it means, and alongside that parallel story of what it can also signify of doing something that's hard.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
it is beautiful, Wash Day Love. Now you have a wonderful artist that you've worked with too. Is she someone that you've done work with before, or was this new?
No,
No.
this was a new relationship. She was somebody that my editor recommended, and I am forever grateful for that recommendation. She has been working with Raissa Figueroa for this project has been amazing. The art speaks for itself. It's so gorgeous. It's so beautifully done. She did an outstanding job.
Yes.
Outstanding. I could sing her praises all day.
Well, it's yes. The art is just, well, in a way, magical. It's just kind of free and bubbly. Well, there are bubbles because we're
Yeah,
talking,
there are bubbles.
but it has that feeling of being light and bubbly and airy and just
Yes.
really so refreshing. And
Yes.
you live in different cities, different states. So how did you
Different
communicate?
coast.
Oh, and different coasts. Okay.
Yes, yes. Um, they like to keep us kind of separated, so that the authors do not influence the illustrators in any capacity. And because it's half their book, right? And so this is half of her book. This is my half. She's doing really a lot of heavy lifting with the artwork in and of itself. And so as a creator, she needs to be able to do that free of me interfering. But I am just a friendly person to begin with, and so I will slide into someone's DMs and just be like, "Thank you so much, for agreeing to do this project. I'm so grateful that we get to co-create with this." And what the publisher would do is, when there were sketches done or things of that nature, they would send them to me and like let me know. And then we got to meet in person at a writers conference together. So that was very awesome that we got to meet together, and we got to do a presentation together for Wash Day. So there's been time that we've gotten definitely some interaction with each other, which has been helpful in forging a really beautiful friendship.
Isn't that beautiful? It is really insightful to learn that you're being kept separate, because it is both of you, your art You're writing her drawing, her colors that come through, but to keep you separate. So it's amazing how then there's still, it comes together and it like really, coalesces and it's magical,
Yes.
right?
Yes,
Yeah.
for sure, for sure. And I think it helps, with this particular piece, that it was also her lived experience as well. And you really get to see that in the artwork, from the expressions used with Tasha, and just kind of really invoking that emotion. You get to see that in her artwork.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah, that makes sense that lived experience really shines through, as it does for you with telling the story, the words,
Correct.
because that's your
Right.
lived experience. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. So I think that's always helpful. It doesn't always have to be the case, but sometimes having an actual person that had lived the experience and you're wanting to convey it, it helps,
Well,
to make the story come alive more.
yes. It adds that authenticity, which
Mm-hmm.
maybe someone could mimic, but there's still just, I don't know, there's just a feeling that might be missing of it really like clicking.
Right.
Right.
Agreed.
Yeah. So, what a great partnership.
Yes, for sure. I love her. She's amazing. I tell her that all the time.
So, do you think, or do you know even that you're going to have more collaborations?
I hope so. I'm hoping that we'll do some more projects together, that there will be something else that will align with her and that she will have time, because she is booked and busy, to be able to work on another project together. I would definitely love that.
So, are you actually in the process of working on a new book?
Yes. I have a couple of picture books that I'm working on, but I'm also working on an adult romance novel that I'm very, very excited about. So I am looking forward to finishing that up and hopefully getting that out into the world at some point.
Oh, well, look at this versatility.
Yes.
Whoa, how fun. Now, so, is that going to be your first adult novel?
It will be my first traditionally published adult novel.
Okay.
I've written one before, many moons ago. Well, I have not too many moons, but back in like 2018 or so, I wrote my first one. But this one will be my first traditionally published one once it gets out there. So I'm excited.
When could we look at a publication date for that?
Well, I got to finish writing the draft.
Okay, a little while yet.
We got some time. But hopefully in the next couple of years, we'll have that one ready to go for everybody.
Oh, wow. How wonderful. Well, you let what did they say? No, you don't let any moss grow under your feet, just constantly in motion. Because writing isn't the only thing. You also are quite entrepreneurial and have your website, what is it, or a podcast on the other side of momming.
Yes, I do a podcast. I am a recovering intellectual property attorney. I also have a small business called Mom Teams. I do a lot of things.
Well,
I do a lot.
So I was not aware of that. The attorney piece in there, recovering attorney property. No, what did you say it was? What kind?
Intellectual property. I do trademark law.
Okay, so but it's not something that you're necessarily active with right now.
I have some cases I still handle for my clients because they hold me hostage. And so I have just a few cases still here and there, but I don't take on too many cases now with my writing career kind of going the way that it's going.
So, and that's interesting. I'm always fascinated with stories of career changes and what happens, whether this was a latent dream of being a writer, or did something happen that said, oh, this is the direction I need to go now?
I actually have always been writing. I was a big reader when I was a kid growing up. And so writing was very natural for me. But when I was growing up, I didn't know you could be an author as a job. Like, I knew books got written by authors, but like there weren't author visits that I recall, like coming to our schools and talking to us.
Yeah.
I didn't really know it was something that I could do as a job. And once having my kids, that's really when things changed for me. And then, if you recall, we had a pandemic 5 years ago.
Oh, yes, that.
And, yes, that thing. And it was in the pandemic and being at home that it was like, what do I have to lose? Like, I'm great at being a lawyer, sure, that's fine. But it's not the thing that brings me joy. And so it was like this rebellious act of wanting to find something that was my own, that was outside of being a mother, outside of being a wife, what was mine. And writing was my thing. And so I took a chance on myself and figured, at least if I were to fail at this, I failed trying as opposed to never doing it. And so it's probably been next to having my kids, one of the best things I've done is bet on myself.
I love that. That's so beautiful. Again, you're modeling that for your children, along with Wash Day Love, and you can get out there and accomplish things. Here, making a career change, and seeing somewhere in their cells, they're getting it that my mother took this turn in the road and she's doing these things. It's wow. Is that ever empowering?
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's. I love to see it, especially because I have 2 daughters and I have a son. But for my daughters to see that it can be, if they choose to be moms, then they can be a mom and they're not limited, and that they deserve to have dreams and live out their dreams.
Yes. Oh, absolutely powerful. And
Yeah.
and so you were mentioning how, as a child, loving reading, but never seeing that being an author was something that was a career. Do you have the opportunity to go to the children's schools or go in your community to the schools and do author appearances?
Yes, that is one of my favorite things. I enjoy immensely doing author visits and being able to meet young readers. I enjoy getting to meet their parents or their grown-ups, the educators, and because I'm also talking to the educators or the grown-ups that are in the audience as well. And while I love the babies, I love meeting other moms who we connect for them to thank you for doing this because I reminded them that they have dreams still and that they should absolutely go after them for sure. And I think as moms, we need that reminder.
Yes, thus the podcast, right? On the other side of momming.
Yes, and that's the purpose of the podcast, and that's a lot of what I talk about is on the other side of momming, normalizing the wholeness of us as a woman. We're moms and, partners, employees, we're still, and we still have dreams, we still have desires, we still have things that we want. And so we talk about whether it's on the other side of grief, whether it's on the other side of being an empty nester, whether it's on the other side of getting your sexy back after having kids. There's so many things on the other side of mental health and just talking from a perspective of what it's like, but, and also showing up as moms in that space too.
Yes. It's kind of a different version of having it all, putting it within right? It's, you can do all these different things, but also it feels like, do it in such a way that is also rewarding and not like, well, I have to accomplish all this and then we're frantic about it or just not enjoying it.
Yes.
At least that's
I agree.
Right. Okay. Well, and so that's so amazing. What a gift to be able to, reach out to the kids and they have this wonderful story and be reaching out to the moms, to the adults in the group, to the educators as well, of course, as to just all the potential that lives within us, and to be acknowledging that and living to it.
Yes, yeah. And I think that's always helpful because a lot of people just are doing things, one, we got to pay the bills. Bills have to be paid. But so oftentimes life gets in the way, and then we just think that we can't. Either we're too old, we don't have enough support. It's so many things that we kind of allowed to get in the way of us not at least trying and attempting our dreams.
Right. Yes, exactly. Well, it's so amazing how, starting with one children's picture book about Wash Day Love, which is awesome in its own right, but it leads to all these different avenues of life and careers and accomplishments, and just really seeing where we're going, the different pathways ahead of us.
Yes, I agree.
It's so fun. So, Wash Day Love, though, it's quite newly out and available at all of our favorite book sources, correct?
Yes, it is available wherever you love to buy your books. I always say support your indies, for sure.
Yes.
And, but in local libraries. But yeah, wherever books are sold, it is available.
Perfect. And to see what you're up to kind of follow you, to reach out to you, find the podcast and all that, we should do that via?
Yes. So you can go on my website, which is probably an easier place to go, Tanisia, Tanisia Moore, Moore.com. And that will lead you to all my social media, all my YouTube, and to the podcast.
Perfect. Just perfect. So lots of good things happening. Scholastic is such a wonderful imprint. I just love the books that they bring forward for children. So it's so wonderful that you're connected with them, and they've published Wash Day Love. And, here, as we were mentioning, Easter coming, I always think about just little gifts around Easter. What a perfect gift this is. Books are so wonderful as gifts. So one can entertain this as a great Easter gift.
That's right. Easter is coming, and it's a good time because we have hair to wash. So might as well buy the books to go along with Wash Day.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. It's just a wonderful book for all ages. And I think all of us, regardless of the hair type we have, there's a way we can identify with it. But I think it's really important to acknowledge the cultural relevancy of it being geared toward Black hair and what that has meant. Don't you?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. But like you said, it's for everybody because somewhere in the world there's a child fighting for their life on Wash Day.
Yes.
But it gives you a glimpse into the culture and kind of what it's like for Black culture and just kind of what that means for us.
Also very, very important. Well, this has been, I feel, important. I've really enjoyed connecting with you, Tanisia Moore. Love your life, the work that you're doing, and, just bringing all of this alive for us. So thank you greatly.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Kate.
Thank you for your presence here this morning to hear these important stories, all of which I hope will bring you hope, bring you peace. Please check this station's website for the podcasts for more information about these guests, and please share the stories with your family and friends. I'm Kate Daniels. If you'd like to connect with me, please send me an email at katedaniels@hubbardradio.com. And please have a joy-filled day.
Thank you for listening to Inspirational Women. Tune in every Sunday morning at this time to hear about those truly empowering the Northwest community, all for the greater good. Sunday Morning Magazine and Inspirational Women are a public service of Hubbard Radio Seattle.